Okay, another podcast here. Just after the New Year's, I'm Richard. This is Jake.
Didn't know if you wanted me to say it or
Yes.
if you say it.
He's slow.
But
yeah, it's just after New Year's here, and going to touch over some New Year's. New Year's is always a fun time of year, especially in the gym industry, in the fitness industry, diet industry, everything else is kind of a interesting time to watch, especially if you've been in the industry like us for a long time, and you've seen a lot of things come and go, and it's pretty entertaining, really, when you look at it that way of what's out there, what's not out there. So we're just going to have a little fun today. With that, plus we're going to go over some basic gym courtesies. I'm going to talk about resolutions first. We'll go over some gym courtesies. So if you are new to the whole working out thing and you're going to a gym or wherever it might be, we're going to give you a few basics so you understand how not to be a complete goof and be hated by everyone there. And the reason why a lot of people don't go back for the month of January because you're taking up space and you're going to leave in a couple of weeks anyway. So
and everybody gives you bad looks.
Right. And we're going to try to show you how to not quit in 2 weeks or a week or 2 days. Okay, we're going to give some encouragement on that aspect so you understand what you're getting into and what you're trying to accomplish for real, and set some realistic expectations and some goals that you can see some rapid progress with, and kind of keep you motivated and keep you going straight forward, because that's very important in anything, really in anything you do. Obviously you want to see yourself making progress towards those goals. So we're going to talk about that a little bit. We're going to talk about weight loss, because that's the big topic this time of year, of course. I think it's the big topic all year, but this year especially it's pretty big. So we're going to talk about that too, because that's important to understand, I think, from a health standpoint and from, again, a reality standpoint. And we want to show you a few ways to maybe we wade through the muck, so to speak, so you can kind of cut the nonsense out and kind of get down and understand what you're really trying to do and have that long-term result that everyone really is looking for, and not just some short-term little thing, get in my whatever it might be. So we're going to roll with that. So just talking about resolutions, Jake, and we've touched on this before. Everyone sets them for the new year. They're going to be a new you, new this, new that, and they're going to be
new year, new me.
Yes, wealthier, healthier, wiser, all that kind of stuff. And most people, well, they're not. They just stay the same, and they're all keyed up for a couple of days or a week, or they're getting liquored up on New Year's Eve and thinking all kinds of cool things they're going to do, and that's the last day. And New Year's Eve, they're all doing the last of the last, and because they're going to change on the next day.
Right, they're going to start the diet that next day.
Right.
Let me booze up and get all the food I can until that day, and then I'll start my diet.
Right. It's always about Monday or the first or this, as we've talked about before. But let's get into, like, when I talk about resolutions for people, really, what I try to get them to do is talk about small changes, because those things add up to make a big difference. So you've got to incorporate some little things. So with a lot of people, I think with their resolutions, it's always about, I'm going to work out 5-6 days a week. I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to work out an hour and a half every time I go to the gym. I'm going to eat right every day. And we know where that goes. And that goes nowhere. Okay, I mean, it's so short-lived, and because there's no plan, it doesn't matter. I was thinking about this the other day. You got to know where you're going to go. You go down and see some giant ship in the harbor, right? Say some big container ship you're out in Long Beach, and there you are in California. You see a big container ship all loaded up. Do you think they just start sailing? You think we're going to get to China eventually? I'm not sure how. But we'll
get there
and see what happens, right? Pretty sure they got a course. Okay, they know where they're going to go, how they got to get there, the best way to go, and everything else, and that's kind of important. So that's your first thing, is actually know what you want to achieve. And I tell our clients this all the time too, that don't tell me you want to lose 20 pounds. It's such a horrible goal. It just really is
setting yourself up for failure at that point.
The whole thing, I want to lose 20 pounds. I got to lose 10 pounds. I watched this thing on TV the other day, which I rarely watch TV, but this thing is interesting because they sewed some patch on your tongue. Did you see this?
They did what?
They sew a synthetic patch on your tongue. So when you try to eat like solid food, it's extremely painful. They sew this to your tongue. Right? This is the latest thing. These girls wanted to get in this dress in 30 days. I want to get in this, 40s, whatever it is. And like, so at first you look at this going, okay, we have just reached a level of insanity.
Oh my goodness.
So these ladies, they're laying there and they're getting things sewed on their tongue, and then they got to just do a liquid diet the next 2 days. If they want it, they really want to eat a hamburger. They really want it. They love this food. All this, they want to lose this weight. They go thinking, and you're just going, you got to be kidding me. Okay, real big down in South America or something. Now it's up here, and this guy's doing this stuff, and it's just insanity. All right, so then they follow him. Of course, they go through the whole thing.
Right.
So they both lose their weight, some more than the other, whatever. They get into these jeans. Oh, look at this. Then he gives them the follow-up stuff. For the next 2 months, you're going to drink these things and eat this kind of food. This is the next one. And so, yay, the girls kept it off for these couple of months.
Right.
Now, me being the critical thinker that I am, I have to look at this and go, okay, first, because I'm a bit of a cynic, I'm going, okay, you know you're on TV. They're doing a special on you, so yeah, you're going to stick with whatever they give you for the next 2 months, so you don't look like some goof who just spent $1,000 to have something sewed to your tongue, and then you do this, you're going to follow through, so you continue to lose your weight. You know, they love hamburgers, they're around food, they love all this. I mean, trust me, check back in a year.
They'll be right back where they started.
Because they just love that food. When you just want to do it so you can fit in a pair of jeans or a bathing suit or whatever, I mean, it's wrong. I'm telling you, your thinking is so flawed there because you are talking about temporary results. And I know everyone wants something tomorrow.
Yep, the 30-minute everything, 20-minute anything.
Exactly. They want to do this stuff, and it just irritates me to the point, like, man, I've seen it so much. I've been in this so long, seeing people just get the quick results, then they stop.
Yep.
Quick results, they stop. Go back to the old habits. There's no long-term plan whatsoever. You know, because those people love that food so much. I mean, they just talk. They had fantasies about this food. You know, bad food. Okay, so what have they done by restricting themselves, which I've talked about before? Just as the worst thing you can do is just as soon as you tell yourself you can't have something, you want it. And so I don't know. Well, I mean, we'll see what happens with those people. We'll never see what happens with those people. They'll never do a follow-up story a year, so you'll never know. You know, but again, this is where you get thrown off on this New Year stuff about what to do. You see some snippet, some 10 or 15-minute program that talk about this girl sewed a patch on her tongue.
Right.
These two girls, and they followed her and did this, that, and then boom, that's it. You'll never hear about that again. Never. So you don't know, oh, I should do that.
Right.
I should, you don't get it. You know, there really is no setup for them. They showed both sides, to be fair to them. They got some long-term medical loss guys and stuff, and they were saying it's just nuts too. So I'm with them, just to be clear. It's just an unusual thing. So that's again some of the stuff you're going to combat out there as far as long-term, short-term gain, what to do, what not to do. It's all very confusing.
And I feel like where a lot of people go wrong too, the New Year's people, is where they say, all right, well, I'm going to lose this much weight by March. You know, so they have like a 3-month period where they're going to do it, and they don't realize that that's asking for so much that they're going to have to change their lifestyle so much in the period of 3 months. That seems long, but it's really short. I think where people, the people that stick with it are the ones that say, by next year, I'll lose however many pounds, or by next year I'll be running this marathon. I want to run this marathon. You know, they don't. It's the people that quit are the ones that look at the short-term goals, and the people that stay with it are a year-long goal and slowly making changes in their life.
Right, because I mean, real lifestyle change. When you talk about that, it's a term that's thrown out there pretty loose now, but that really requires about 10 to 14 months. Okay, that's about your low end is about 10 months, and your higher end is about 14. To make real lifestyle change where it's going to stick, and you're going to say, well, okay, now I'm really in the groove. I've created really good, strong habits, and I'm moving forward. But 3 months, like Jake said, that's nothing, and that's March. What April isn't coming?
Right.
May isn't going to be here. June's not going to be here. Next September's not going to be here. Well, those days still come, and they come fast. You know, and it's about creating consistency in your new habits. That's what it's really about. You know, because there's a great people are defined by their rituals. I mean, that's a good thing to say.
Yeah.
You know, you got those people who get up every morning, they swing their feet over, and they're right into the running shoes. You know what I mean? Off they go basically, and they're out for their run every day. That's a ritual. They go to the gym 4 days a week, or 3 days a week, or 5 days a week, whatever they do, but they do that year in and year out. That's a ritual. You know, they've got that as part of their life. You know, and then you go, wow, they're always fit. Oh, you run every day. Oh, you do this every day. I mean, it's not some miracle.
Right.
It's just a ritual they have. Some people brush their teeth at the same time, the same way, on the same side. They start on the left side, work to the right side. They shave on the same side of the face every day. I mean, that's a ritual. You know, they do it. And the fitness is no different. You put this into your day, and it's just something you do. You know, I think the other part of it is, we've talked about this before too, is that too many people treat fitness as a chore.
Yeah.
It's something they have to do. No, you don't have to do it. You know, for like we were talking about earlier, Jake and I, just about having fun with it first, but also getting actually when they talk about those endorphins and that, whether it's the runner's high or that workout thing. I mean, some of us who are into fitness, we love to work out. We learn to love that feeling.
We try to aim for that feeling when we work out. So for us, it's not really a chore. It's just, I mean, I don't want to say it's an addiction, but it almost is to that endorphin rush that you get when you work out, or you know, the runner is also known as like the runner's high. You know, that you aim for that. That's what you want to get, because once you get to that point, it's like the exercise don't even hurt. I guess you would say they're not painful anymore. You start to enjoy it even more. You know, so I think it's something that's good to aim for.
Yeah, then it's part of that competitive nature too. You know, or maybe you're racing the clock, or you're trying to beat someone else's time or something like that, or more of whatever, but you kind of get into that aspect too. It's kind of fun. For some people, some people just hate to work out.
Right.
You know, and I'll tell you, with people who hate to work out, let me see what I can do for them.
Nothing.
Okay. If they hate to work out, I hate to work out. Okay, well, what am I supposed to do? Well, why are you here? If you hate to work out, you know, but you come here, I don't get it.
You can still diet and stuff, and you know, eat healthier, but without the exercise, you're not going to see the results.
Yeah, it's important to have both, of course, but it's that attitude of I hate to work out.
Right.
I mean, when someone's telling that, using that word, that's a strong word to me. I mean, words have meaning. When you're telling yourself out loud, verbs saying I hate to work out, you believe it. And
right.
So what am I going to do for you? You hate it. You know, I mean, you're like a small child. My kids hate to clean their room.
Right.
You know, do you think they're ever going to like to clean their room? They hate it. You know, they don't do it. It takes 3 hours, whatever the case. But it's not something they love. You know, they love to play outside. So I say go play outside. Boom, they're out there. They'll do it for hours on end, all day, all night. Clean a room? That's not going to happen.
Yeah, no.
They hate it. So when you hate exercise, you hate working out, you know, first thing, you've got a bad mindset, obviously. But secondly, you've got to go, well, how can I enjoy working out? That's the question you have to ask yourself.
Right.
How can I make this, is there something I can do that I'd actually enjoy?
Don't just automatically go to, oh, I hate working out. Look for an alternative, you know? Look for something you would enjoy that would involve at least moving, getting off the couch and moving.
Exactly. And some people, it's just a sport.
Right.
You know, maybe you play a little pickup basketball, or maybe a little run, or you can play a little soccer, or you're going to do something. You know, get going with that. So it's from back to a resolution standpoint. If you want to, you know, accomplish a resolution, because who wants to fail? Anyone? Raise your hands. No. Of course, no one wants to fail. Okay, so why set yourself up for goals that you know you're not going to make? You know, so a bit like we said before, if you come down, well, I'm going to go to the gym 3 days a week, and I'm going to work out for 30 minutes. All right, and we're starting to get there. You're not there yet, because you have no clue what you're going to do.
Right. You're going to go to the gym, look at everything, and go, right. I don't know what I'm doing here.
Look at the machines they have.
Right.
And go, wow, that was spectacular. Probably not. Okay, so that's, you know, when we talk about that, now what? Now what are you going to do during that time? So this requires a little bit of research, a little bit of forethought. You know, you're going to go there and do what? Walk on the treadmill for 30 minutes?
The treadmill.
I mean, it's, if you want to call that moving, okay.
The old hamster
wheel. The
wheel.
only thing you're going to do, the treadmill thing drives me insane. You know, if people get on it and it's the same thing as having no purpose. Just you have no purpose. They're just walking, they're watching TV, and they're walking on the treadmill. And we'll get all kinds of comments, and people will complain that but I'm an anti-treadmill guy. All I see is people on there, and they crank it up to the incline, and their hands are holding on the top of it, and they're holding on for dear life, and they're going up this thing and going for their 30 minutes, or their both arms are propped on the handlebars on the side. They're holding themselves up while they're walking. I look at, what are you doing? I mean, seriously,
right?
I don't even. Are you like crippled? I used to give people all the time in the gym. I would just sound off. Hey, they'd say something about getting on a treadmill. I go, oh, we don't. That's for like people who are like 90. We have a hard time. Why? That's what treadmills are for. If you're an able-bodied human, and almost anyone, plus I know guys who are not so able-bodied who don't do it.
Right.
You got to do something that's going to be effective. Walking on treadmills for years is getting you nowhere. I mean, I see these people all the time. Again, I believe we talked about this before, but it drives me insane. They just don't make any progress.
Nope.
Nothing changes. Their bodies don't change. Their heart rates don't get elevated. They don't do anything. They just keep going and going like the gerbil on the wheel. It's just horrible. So don't do that. Save that for those people who are going to last there a week or two. Go there with some purpose. And maybe I get going to the gym because here's some things I'm going to give you to do. And you can say, well, I could do those in my kitchen. Yeah, I've done them in my kitchen. And that's good. But a lot of people need that atmosphere.
The surrounding, right?
Which is cool. You want that camaraderie. You want to go where other people are working out. You're there with a purpose. In your kitchen, you got push-ups with a refrigerator. You could get
right.
You can get distracted. So, if you're going to go this, okay, I'm going to go there for 30 minutes, and here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do some push-ups, and I'm going to set a number. I'm going to do, 4 sets of 10, or 2 sets of 10, whatever it is. I'm going to do some body weight squats. I'm going to do some lunges. I'm going to do some sit-ups. I'm going to do some crunches. I'm going to do some dumbbell curls. Just so my body's moving. I'm putting some weight stress in my body. I'm going to do that. And then maybe I'm going to do some sprints. Maybe I'm going to run in the gym back and forth, or I'm going to go outside and just do some, 30 to 50 yard sprints. Do something like that, and you're out of there. 30 minutes is over. You're done, you're out. That's working out with purpose. It doesn't seem like much. It's not complicated or anything else, but just go do that. Start with something that simple and see how you feel.
And that's what we're trying to get at, is that those first couple sessions are going to be like, this is pointless. I'm not, I could go on the treadmill and get the same results. But you don't realize it's just those small little changes that you're not going to notice until, like you said, 10 to 14 months.
Right.
That's when you're like, wow, look at how far I've progressed now.
Right, because it's going to hurt. You're still going to be sore and everything else from that little bit of stuff. Then you start increasing your workload, going, well, this is kind of cool. Let me get some other cool bodyweight programs. Okay, I can do that. Maybe get your core really strong. Master your body first, then you can move into weights and things like that. So basically, you can do this anywhere in the gym, so you're not stuck to, I got to be on the bench press. Because everyone likes to, especially the young guys, they're running and they're going to do bench.
Right.
They stand around the bench press and they do 9 sets of bench or 30 sets of bench or whatever because they're getting strong. But they're really not doing that much for themselves.
And don't be that person that says, well, I have to do the treadmill or something because I can't lift weights or anything. If I talk about a personal story, I have a buddy who just started working out probably about 4 or 5 months ago, maybe, and he had an illness where it was like chronic fatigue almost, and he couldn't do much. He had a weird sleep schedule and everything, just always was fatigued, and he started working out. And at first, he leaves comments on Facebook and everything, and at first he just wasn't seeing anything. He was getting a little down about it, and I told him, just stay with it, dude. You're not going to notice a change now, but just wait till down the road. At the beginning, he was doing squats and everything. At the very beginning, he could barely squat with just the 45-pound bar, and now he's 35 pounds above his own weight. He can squat for 3 reps of 10. So it's those little changes that, you're going to get so down and out at the beginning. You're like, I don't see any changes whatsoever. And 5-6 months down the road, you're just cranking it out,
Yeah, that's why it's important about documenting. You go in there for, they bring a little notepad and write down what you're doing, and put a date on it so that you can look back in a month, a week, 3 months, 4 months to go, wow, I really have come a long way. We were talking about this earlier in the gym today about people needing to see any kind of progress. And that's why it's really important to go, hey, look, you couldn't do this 2 weeks ago, and now you knocked it out, no problem, 3 sets of it. They need to see it. That's progress on a micro level. They need to see that you're making progress weekly. You really are. But
Right.
people want to see, I didn't drop my 30 pounds in a month. Well, no, but you dropped 7.
Right, and now you just added 30 seconds to your plank and
Right.
more sit-ups than ever
Yeah,
before.
increased all your core strength, doing more reps on this and more on that. That's what's going to get to the overall benefits, the long-term benefits. So just remember that when you're out there, it's not about hours in.
Right.
It's about the quality of time you're putting in and being consistent.
It's quality over quantity.
Yeah,
pretty
absolutely.
much.
That's a big deal. So some real quick gym courtesies. If you're new to the gym, here's the deal. You get in, you grab some dumbbells off the rack. You're gonna do some curls or presses or whatever you're gonna do. Okay, just put them back.
In the right spot. Don't. Oh my goodness! Don't even get me started about this. At the college rec center, there would be people that would go in there. They would grab 35-pound dumbbells, crank out like one set of 10, and then put them in the place where the 65s are supposed to go. So then the person with the 65s has to drop his down, move them back, move the 35s back, and then put the 65s. It was the most irritating thing in the world.
Right. Remember that you are not the only member.
No.
There's more than you in the world. Big thing that we always saw in the gym was people would, same with the dumbbells, so they own them. They go sit down at the bench and they're going to do 3 or 4 sets with them, and they own those. And you go to work in because it's the only other set that's available, and they're off getting a drink or whatever. You get the dirty looks from everyone. Okay, I get it. Now here's what you do. Say first, if you see them, say, "You mind if I work in?" That's the only sentence you got to know. You mind if I work in? They'll be like, "Cool." No, they're taking a minute, have rest. You jump in. You knock out your set. Hey, you meet someone new. It's all good. You share the weights. Okay, you don't have to wait until they're completely finished and put them back to get your turn. Okay, because then that's why you're there for 2 hours, because you're waiting to do one set of dumbbell press.
Right.
So always ask for that. Always put them back. Okay, re-rack your weights. It means you got a barbell. You're going to do something. Now, if you're new at this, you probably don't, but if you're going to do something with a long barbell, whether it's squats or bench press, take the weights off and put them back in the rack.
Re-rack your weights, always.
Just leave the stuff better than you found it. A lot of times you go into places a mess anyways, but leave the place better than you found it. Okay.
And most gyms, you'll notice, have towels that are just nicely folded there. Or gym wipes. Those aren't just for looks. Take one of those with you and wipe down the area you were using, because nobody wants to go use a bench press that is soaked with your sweat.
Right. Gym wipes. Most every gym has them. Gym wipes they're antiseptic. Just take them out, wipe your stuff down. Just whether it's the treadmill or the barbell or a bench or a machine, just bring that stuff with you and use it. That's why the gym has it. Okay, where you're not going to break their bottom line by using up all the gym wipes. Just
right.
use them and wipe the stuff down. Be courteous to your other fellow members. That's the big thing. A lot of people just and a towel, like your own towel. You bring your own towel. That doesn't really cut it. That kind of grosses people out because you've got all your nastiness on there, and even though you're covering the bench, to protect yourself, you're actually just putting your nastiness on the other side of the bench.
Right.
Okay, so don't think that that's good enough. Get the gym wipes and wipe the stuff down. Just be courteous. Plus, remember, it's your gym. If you're a member of the gym, that's great. So take care of the equipment. Cleaning it keeps it from deteriorating and ripping and getting all nastified anyway. So just be courteous, clean it up, and do that. Another thing to do, especially in the winter if you're in the Midwest or the East Coast, bring different shoes. Wear a certain pair of shoes.
Yes.
Carry in your workout shoes, change your shoes, sit down, put on the workout shoes so they're dry. You're not tracking salt and snow and ice and all the other crap that's going to get all over the workout areas. We're going to slip or get hurt or just, again, make the place look crappy. Again, this is coming from a gym owner, but I've been a trainer forever and I've been in there and I don't want to deal with all your filth either.
Right.
Okay, so let's just respect everyone. This is your house. If I walked to your house, walked in right off the street with salt, snow, maybe some mud and everything else, just cruise right in your house, never took off my shoes, you wouldn't like that. It's the same thing in the gym. I don't want, 18, 19 footsteps that are soaked with snow and ice and salt coming into my gym where I got to now, I'm doing stuff, I'm doing maybe a plank or a walking plank and my hands are now going through your salt and your nastiness. Okay, we don't want that. So think about that too. So real simple like that. Just be real courteous about that. Think about your footwear. That's a big thing. Most people get. A lot of people don't. They just come in and do that. Just wear different shoes.
And I have seen this. Don't be the smug gym member. Like, you've been there a week or 2 weeks or maybe even a month. Maybe you've made it a month. Don't be the guy that feels like you own that place. Maybe you're a little bigger. You're bigger than some of the people there, or maybe somebody has a little more weight on them, like fatter, and they're working out in there. Don't be the guy that, like, or girl even, that smirks at that person that's over there working out on the lat pull down machine or anything. Everybody starts somewhere. Even you started somewhere. And don't be that smug, oh, I own this place member. That's like so annoying to watch people do that too.
Yeah, you really got to lift other people up, man. Just encourage them. Be glad they're doing something. That's what I see. I mean, people will chuck like, look, man, he's out running. I don't care how slow he's going.
Right.
He's barely lifting his feet up, but he's doing it.
He's still lapping the people on the couch.
Right. He's doing more than you. So you want to, you got to think about it that way. But yeah, just be human to these people. Just treat them with respect. Let them work in. They want to work in on your set. Let them work in. We had a guy at one club I was at, and he just owned the thing. He just came in, set his giant bottle down of his whatever purple stuff he was drinking, and do 90 sets of 3. Okay, and he just sit there and like work out. I'm working in. Well, I don't care how many more sets. You got like 90 sets. I don't care.
Right.
Move over. I'm jumping up on the pull-up bar. Okay, I'm doing pull-ups. It takes me like 18 seconds. Okay, I'm gonna knock these out. Then I'll be out of your way. You don't get to own the space for the next 35 minutes.
Especially the 2 main ones. Well, actually 3. The squat rack,
Right.
the leg press, and, of course, the main one, the bench press.
Right.
Do not hog those. That is so annoying when people just go and hog those spots.
And one cool thing is if you are there working regular and you look and there's someone kind of milling around who may be new, say, hey, you want to work in? You initiate the sharing. Say, hey, man, you want to work in? Well, yeah, it'd be kind of cool. I can't do that way. That's cool. Yeah, I'll take it off real quick. Get them on their help. Give them a spot. Make a friend.
Right.
Encourage fitness. Encourage it, man. They're doing something. Encourage them. Don't chase them away so you can have the bench all to yourself. Because that's what a lot of guys think in the weight room. They don't want new people coming because that's going to be cutting into their time, their ownership of this bench. People here at the same time I am, 10 a.m.
Right.
That's my time. So, you hit the road, buddy. Why don't you go work on a machine? We should start on the chest press machine. Be over here with the free weights, where the big boys hang out. You want to extend that hand of friendship out to people and encourage them to get fit, just like you are. Especially if you've been doing it a long time, man. Because you know how it is. Some will take it 2-3%.
Right.
The rest are going to disappear. Because they don't have it in their head to do it. That's really where it's at. They don't have the will to continue through pain, through effort, or whatever it might be. They just don't have that will, and that's sad for them. But they need to work on that more than probably working out. Is work on their own limitations.
Right.
That way. The other thing we talk about. We'll move on from the gym courtesy. That's pretty much it. Those are some really basics.
Yep.
Just get those down, and they're going to be just fine there.
Once you go there for a while, after the first 2 weeks, you'll notice other stuff. That's not proper or that is proper. Things you should do or shouldn't do. So
Right.
You'll learn more as you go along. But
Right. But one thing we talk about, the big one, the biggest complaint I'd say in all clubs is people not putting away their weights.
yeah, re-rack your weights. Always.
Always put that stuff away. Don't leave. We'd have stuff out there, 24-hour gym, and you'd come in. I come in at 4:30 in the morning. Someone was in at midnight or 1 a.m. Weights everywhere. Every bar is loaded with stuff. The hack squat's loaded with 1,000 pounds. I'm like, we got to go check the cameras and find out who this is. And
right.
We would call them and find out who they were, who came in and said, you either got to start putting this stuff away or you're not welcome here. It got to that point. It's like, who do you think you are? So I got to spend 20 minutes re-racking everything so I can work out. That's just not good. So just make that your main thing, especially that and the wiping down the machines. Those are the 2 things you can take with you for sure. But another thing as far as working out goes, I think we want to talk a little bit about fat loss.
Fat loss.
We're going to hear a lot about fat loss in the next month.
What is a gimmick and what is true?
Right. One thing we were talking about earlier today was just the whole belly fat.
Targeting fat loss.
Yes, butt fat. Ankle fat, neck fat. Okay, yeah, you can get rid of belly fat. Yeah, I got news for you.
By eating this, you can get rid of all that belly fat.
Yes. Can you target lose weight?
No. No,
Okay.
that's such a gimmick.
Okay, so you're not going to just target belly fat. Right? It doesn't work that way. Your body doesn't work that way. When you lose fat, you lose fat. It may be on your legs first, maybe on you're losing it all over your whole body. You just may have more in one spot or the other, but it's all going away. That's why sometimes it takes a while to see it. What do people see? Well, your biggest area. If you got a big gut, okay, they see that. That's the first thing they see. They don't see your legs have leaned out.
Right.
They don't see maybe your shoulders have leaned out. They still see your guts bigger. Even though you've lost, 2% on that, or 5 pounds or 6 pounds, they don't see it till you hit that 20-pound range. Because then 20 pounds or 30 pounds off your whole body is a difference because your face is thinner. Wow, did you target your cheeks? How did you target lost your cheeks like that? That's amazing.
What exercise do you? I just talk a lot.
I get chew gum.
Yeah, I chew chew a lot of gum.
Chew a lot of gum, and I lose all my cheek fat. But so that's it. It's just you don't fall for that stuff. Okay, it's going to take work. We've talked about nutrition a lot. We'll continue to do so, but understand that that's a part of it. Doing your exercise, doing that consistent workout, then it's just you're gonna keep going. You're gonna keep going.
Right.
Keep going. Yeah, you can build bigger muscles. You do 100,000 arm curls. Your arms get bigger, or you do
The beauty muscles.
or whatever you want to do. You can target muscles. That's great. There's nothing wrong with that. But you can't target lose fat. Can you? Okay, I just thought of this. Here's a way to think about it. Can you target gain fat?
No, it's just
So
gains.
if you could target lose fat,
Why?
so you know what? I'm going to eat this, but it's only going to my ankles.
Right. I'm only gonna put this in my butt.
I need some ear fat. I'm only going to put this on my ears. That's it. I want ear fat. I got really small ears. I want some ear fat.
Ear fat. That's a new one. I haven't heard of ear fat, but all right.
We should market that.
All right. You want to gain ear fat?
Yeah, ear fat. For more piercings. The piercings are in now.
Yeah, they're huge now.
But think about that. Think about it. If you can't target lose it, you can't target. If you can't target gain it, you can't target lose it, right?
Exactly.
I'd like a little bit of fat on my back of my shoulders, so it's not going to happen. So just think about that way. Just a little bit of common sense.
And like you say, your body's gonna lose fat where it needs to lose fat, not where you want to lose fat necessarily, but where it needs to.
Yeah, your body's going to prioritize from a health standpoint what has to go. There's visceral fat, there's extra fat around your organs and everything else. And actually, there's a normal amount of fat that protects your organs, but a lot extra visceral fat gets inside the muscle, wraps more around the organs. So that's maybe going first. That's why you don't see the loss, because your body says that's the most unhealthy. So let's get rid of that first.
Right.
You got to get rid of that. So then size changes and everything else. So understand that. Now I know a lot of people are just desperate. This time of year, you're bombarded with lose weight, and they make you so self-conscious. They promote all the holiday stuff. You're going to eat all this stuff, and it's a I've lost the word for it.
A marketing ploy?
No, it's a. I'll come back to it.
All right.
It's a. I can't remember. Anyway,
You want to try it
what
again?
they do, they plant the stuff in your head. The whole thing about you're going to eat so much, you're going to want to lose weight, that you go and eat so much because that's what everyone does.
Right.
So they get you in that herd mentality, and you kind of, I'm going to go eat a lot anyway, so now I'm going to start January 1st. And then you're going to go for this, where you're just going to blast it away in 30 days, 20 days. Take this stuff, and it's going to be good. Stuff doesn't work that way, as we spoke about so many times. But know that really you're not going to, well, I completely lost my train of thought.
Well, all right. All I'm gonna say.
Almost rolling.
I guess that's what happens with age.
This is where you pick up.
Oh, right.
You jump in.
Well, the only comment I would say is that why do tomorrow what you could start today?
Self-fulfilling prophecy. That's what I was trying to think.
That's the words we're looking for.
Prophecy. I'm going to eat, I'm going to get fat, and I got to lose all this weight. So, I really lost where I was at.
That's all right. We were talking about fat loss, and you can't target it.
I know.
This is why this is not scripted, because people love this stuff. The viewers are going to love all of
Watch,
this.
he gets really stupid right here.
Watch this, guys. He gets real stupid at this mark.
He's at 34, 36. He gets really stupid. That's because we're human. But yeah, I would say, really going forward now. Oh, one other thing I want to talk about though is about gym memberships in general. Okay, so you're going to see all the phenomenal deals coming for $1, for $14, for $3, for $2, enjoying our gym. Okay, and what do you get at the gym? You get access to their equipment, right?
Right.
So you got weights, you got weight machines, you got treadmills, and whatever they're carrying with. That's what you're paying for. So, if that's what you're paying for, what's the next step? You got to show up. You got to do all the work.
Or you become a donor.
Right. You become a donor to that club, which is 80% of the people are donors to these clubs, where they pay their membership fees and they never go.
We don't want you to become that.
Right. Now there are other places like I'll tell you, like our style, our boot camp style training. Okay, you're actually coming in group training and you're working with instructors. So there's a course, there's a whole method, there's a whole things that we're testing for and working towards at different phases and everything else, and that's all good. So at least there you get some value. You gotta remember about your value. I don't care if you're paying $40 a month or $10 a month. None of that stuff's going to do the work for you. Now our trainers aren't going to do the work for you either. Nope. You're going to come and they're going to make you do the work. Now you can say no to a TV. You know, if you put in the DVD and you can work out that, you can say no to that. You can go to the gym and sit there and do a couple of crunches on the machine.
And take pictures.
And make Facebook posts about you're at the gym. And all right, cool, I was here for 37 minutes.
Woo.
You know,
and I stood around talking on my phone.
Exactly. Or to the other guy not working out either.
Right.
Or riding a recumbent bicycle where you're sitting laying back and you're going about 3 miles an hour and thinking you're working out.
And watching your reruns of your soap operas.
Yes. Filling your head full of negativity with the morning news.
Love it.
But, so think about that too, because now that's an investment. So if it's $30 a month, you're looking at what you spend $360 a year to have a place to go and do nothing.
No motivation.
A place to go and you can just crank it out and get great workouts in. So just when you're looking at that stuff, do apples to apples and really understand what you're getting. So basically, if you're just going to work out and you're self-motivated, you go and this is what you need. Well, honestly, I tell you what I'd get the cheapest place I could.
Right.
If they got the weights I need, they got the space I need. I can go. They got my cardio equipment I use or whatever, and it's only $10 a month. I'm in because I can do everything myself. I don't need anyone else. But if you know that going forward, like man, I don't know what to do, and now this guy's telling me not to walk on a treadmill. Now I really have nothing to do. Well, maybe you want to look into like a boot camp style training.
Right. And another thing, going back to the courtesy of the gym. When you make friends in that gym, I've even done it at the college ones. If you make good enough friends with some of these people, they're gonna be like, all right, well, when are you coming next? And then I'll come too. Finding a good gym partner that is as dedicated or more dedicated than you even is the people that you want to be friends with, because if you can't find a boot camp style training like what we do, it's good to have a partner that'll push you just as much. That'll say, hey, let's come in Tuesday and we'll work arms. That's going to push you to go. So otherwise you're going to go there and be like, man, I should probably go to the gym today. 6 hours later, man, I should have gone to the gym today. You don't want to be that person.
You want that accountability. When you've got that other person relying on you because they need a spot on the bench or in squats or whatever, or you're going to run with someone or whatever the case, man, it makes a difference. You like to share that. You share the pain, if you will, but you also get to share the results. You get to push each other a little bit harder. And again,
plus, you just feel cooler when you're with somebody else.
Yeah, it's like our group style training is really great because you're with other people, you're sharing that, you're working out, you got instructors pushing you, guiding you, making sure you do it correctly. That's all good. So if you've got that option in your area, I would definitely look at it from the groups training standpoint. The price can vary a little bit. They're all pretty much close to the same. But go try them out. Most of them let you try them out. So get in there and see what it's like. Try a couple different ones. Give them a shot and say, hey, this is kind of cool. I'm actually getting something done. Most of them are 30 minutes, 35 minutes, 40 minutes maybe at the most. Get in there, you get a really effective workout, and you're on your way. You should get unlimited access.
Yep.
So you go 3 times a week, 5 times a week, 10 times a week.
2 times a day.
Yeah, twice a day. Whatever you want to do, they're happy to let you work out. So again, and you're driven by an instructor, which is awesome. So just keep that in mind too when you're out there looking. Don't just jump on a gym membership. Because then you lock into a year or a year and a half, 2 years, and you're paying that.
And you're
then
stuck.
You go find something and you get no results because you left it up to yourself. Yeah, I'm just straight up. We all need a coach. Jake needs a coach. I need a coach. We all need a coach. We all need someone to push us. We can do a lot of cool stuff, but when someone else is pushing us, we can do some really cool stuff.
Oh yeah.
We can make new games that we didn't even think were really possible. So no one is exempt from a trainer, or a coach or a partner. Everyone needs that. So don't forget that, and don't be afraid to ask for help that way, because that's really going to make you better. So yeah, that's pretty good. I'll tell you one other thing I want to let you know. I'm coming out with a really cool ebook.
Really cool.
That we're working on now. That's going to really kind of touch on nutrition and fitness and the importance of it, and kind of give you a step-by-step going through some real basic stuff to get you on that road to true health.
And you know what the best part about it is, for all of you guys that are listening? It's free.
Yeah.
Totally free for you.
Yeah, so it's pretty awesome. We're working on that. We hope to have that done by the end of January.
We'll have the link on our Facebook and all that stuff too.
And
So
we'll talk about this every single podcast.
every podcast will touch on it.
But I'm just kind of putting my too many years of in the fitness industry, down on paper and stuff, and kind of my story and how I got started, all the stuff I've been through as far as healthy and unhealthy and everything else, and then about all the ways that we correct that and how you can really kind of get on that even plane of continued health and wellness and kind of keep going with that. So
Right.
that's going to be a lot of fun. So I just wanted to push that a little bit and let you know that's going to be coming. So be watching for that too. And I really hope everyone, this is, we're launching this day after New Year's. Everyone just has a phenomenal New Year.
Awesome one.
Set realistic goals. They can be unreasonable. We've talked about that before. Unreasonable means they're going to be hard to get, which is good, but
Not impossible.
right. But take them in your little steps, and really kind of reward yourself for the small gains. Don't wait for I never got to 40 pounds.
Right.
I want to lose 40 pounds, but you lost 27, but you're a failure. Okay, we don't want that. Hey, I lost 3 pounds. I lost 7 pounds. I lost 12 pounds. Each one is like, man, I'm going in the right direction. I've leveled off. What's the problem?
A loss is a loss.
Right.
That's what all it is.
Right. If you're going to be obsessed on the weight loss, personally, what I would do is I would work on fitness goals and
Right.
not weight loss goals. Weight loss goals, you are setting yourself up for misery.
And I would stay away from the scale.
Yeah, I would, especially in the beginning, because you're
Yeah.
not going to lose it. Say you haven't really worked out, you're going to start for this next month in January. You're going to lose weight. You're really going to gain some muscle. You're not going to lose a lot of weight. You're going to lose inches.
Right.
I'll tell you what, I'll take the inches over the weight any day. The pants are getting looser, and I'm getting trimmer and looking better, and you're seeing more muscle on me. Because people are going, well, I bet she weighs 237. I bet you she weighs 148 and a half. They're not thinking that way.
No.
Okay, they go, man, she looks good. Look at that, man. Well, you must have lost a lot of weight. And you say, no, not really, but I lost inches. I mean, they don't care.
Right.
Just say thank you.
As long as you look good.
Just say, well, thanks. Yeah, I've been working hard. That's the only response. Well, thank you. Accept the compliment. I wish I would have got more. Don't do that.
Right.
That sets you back too. Just say thanks. I've been really working hard. Hey, you look great. That's it. I see people all the time. I just go, what have you been doing? How much weight have you lost?
Right.
I'll ask them because they like to throw out a number or inches. They say, man, you look just completely different. Then you get the whole story and everything else, and it's all good. But you want to compliment people just like you want to be complimented. You see people make a change. Put that in your New Year's resolution. Compliment others on
Yes.
their gains. Yeah, you see, man, you're really doing well. You got to keep at it, right? How do you do it? Engage them. Talk to them what they do, how they do. And it's not like it might not be your way to do it, but man, if it works for them, that's awesome. But just pat people on the back. And they need that encouragement. We all do.
Yep.
Everyone likes to be told they're making progress. Man, you put on a lot of weight. Why'd you get so fat? Man, you're tubby. That's not going to work. Okay, no one's going to walk up and do that, right? Well, but they'd love to come up and say, hey, you lost weight, you're looking good. I mean, you don't have to lie. But I mean, if they have, just give them a pat on the back. Let them
Right.
know, because they're working, and they need to be commended for that. So make that part of the resolution. Really, see people out, made some change, and then congratulate on them, and maybe help them out with that too. So,
Yeah. So I think that's about all I have to say for this.
Not talking.
Yeah, I know. I talk a lot in these podcasts. I know.
He's worn out. That's why he's losing all the cheap weight.
Yes. Talk so much that look at these. These are
Getting all hollow
good
cheeked out.
cheeks, man.
Yeah, so have a phenomenal new year. I mean, really make it great. Watch, subscribe, and watch these podcasts. And every week we're going to have them. Got some great guests coming up. We're going to start rolling into the guests here in the new year. continue our health journey here.
Try and get that Kickstarter out here soon too. We've been working our way through it. We've had a lot of other stuff we've had to work on too, but we'll get that Kickstarter out there and everything too. So
right, coming up next week or so.
Right. Yes.
Well, we're moving forward.
Right.
Yeah, we've got our big New Year's influx too here at the gym and everything else. A lot of people coming in to work out, which is great. And guess what? We're going to keep them working out.
Yes.
Our goal isn't for them not to attend; it's for them to attend. We actually want to have the highest usage of anyone. That's our goal.
We don't want donors.
Right.
Donors are okay, but we want people to come in.
Yeah, I love to get people results. I love helping people. I love them. I love watching them make that full change, that full lifestyle where they grab this whole thing and they move forward. They love it. They come work out and they get better. And they make new health friends. Other people were in the same
Right.
circle. They changed their whole circle of being because now they see what's really, really important. And they see how fun it is and how great they feel. And like I said, our thing is about high usage. I want people to stay. I want them to come in. I want them to join. I want them to work out. I want them to be here 3 days a week, 4 days a week, 5 days a week. It's just awesome. Love to see it. So that's our philosophy. It's a little different than your normal corporate style gym, but
Right.
ours is all about usage, man. Get in here and let's do it. Let's make something happen. Okay, so do that for yourself for the new year. Just make it phenomenal. Get in wherever you're going to work out. Just get in there and do it. Be consistent. Create a ritual.
Be considerate.
Right. Be considerate to others. It's the old golden rule. But just remember, just create a ritual, a habit. Get into it. Don't create a bad habit. Meaning you're just going to go and walk on a treadmill each day because that's not going to get you anywhere.
No,
I'm telling you, I see you on the treadmill.
I'm coming over there.
It's going to be trouble.
Yes.
Okay, so get in, create that ritual, get used to going to the gym. Start out simple, 3 days a week. 3 days a week is all you got to do. You get that in, great. If you do 4 days, fantastic, it's a bonus. But minimum 3 days a week, 30 minutes. Okay, so put that on your list. Get in there and do something good, and let us know about it.
Yeah.
Comments,
pictures, anything.
Yeah.
Email. We got our email and everything.
Send us some before pictures. I'd love to see your story. I want to see you in 4 weeks, 6 weeks, 8 weeks, submit the next picture, and then the next picture, and just watch you transform. We just love that stuff.
Just because we're famous YouTubers doesn't mean we won't respond.
Right, yes, our popularity.
Because we're so popular.
Right. So, but just check in, do that, let us know, and I love to see all your results.
Yep.
Before and afters are just awesome. Okay. Make it an awesome new year. 2014 is going to be huge for everybody.
Yes.
Us especially.
Yes.
All right.
Huge.
Outstanding. Take care and Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.